Imagine you have a normal life, friends, house, family. You grow up, you graduate, you start your life, you're on your career, business, whatever you have. And then suddenly, you get on the path of spirituality. Some people do it to generate and create their spiritual ego, and then they'll take that spiritual ego back to their work, their life, and they'll just live a normal 3D life with an illusion of being spiritually awakened. That's a lot of people, that's most people on this path. Then there's other people that get obsessed with it. They can't stop learning about it. They can't go down the rabbit hole enough. They're popping open every Pandora box. They can't believe that they didn't know about this for so long. They'll read books, they'll listen to podcasts, they'll go to retreat after retreat after retreat after retreat after retreat. They have so many more questions than answers every time. And then you get to a place where you pop. Your life force energy is now in your head. Your 7th center is completely open. You have completely integrated and harmonized your bottom 3 centers, which is the goal. Which was the goal before you get into the 4D, when you graduate to 4th dimensional being. That's the goal. You harmonize your bottom 3 and you open that heart and you start to live from the top 3. You know, you can keep one foot into the divinity and one in the 3D, which is the balanced way to live. So then you start having experiences that no one is having around you. No one in your life is having those experiences. And that is a very unique type of isolation. It's like your world, everyone in your life, and you used to live in one building, nobody's ever been outside the building. You found a crack, you went outside and you saw things. Your mind blew up, you come back, you want to tell them what you saw, what you experienced, but you can't. There are no words. Nothing you say will do justice. So you go quiet. Suddenly you have no interest in social media. Suddenly you don't have interest in small talk, following sports teams, hanging out, doing drugs, whatever the hell people do. And it makes you more and more alone. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because the things you will experience on this journey are so much more real than this life. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning and finding beings just working on your field. Beings just are sitting around you, observing you, waiting to see if you're ready enough for the next level of guidance. And initially you're thinking, what the heck does this mean? I want to know, because you've opened all the Pandora boxes. You've read all the books. But then there's going to be advanced experiences that you'll have that you can't even ask people about because you don't even know how to ask, because you don't know what to ask based on your experiences. You can go to gurus and talk to them, but everyone's spiritual journey and experiences, the mystical experiences, the out-of-body experiences, the traveling to astral planes. I'll tell you one thing. During one of my mystical experiences, I went to this place. I was taken to this one place, but there were a bunch of people. There were like 50 people there. And suddenly, I was realized that all these people that are here are all having a mystical experience at the same time. Blew my mind. I had so many questions. Is it 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning where you're from? So on and so on. Different personalities. You know? The building was so beautiful. It's like half of the building was, imagine a big round building, half the building was brick and so on, and the other half of the building was just glass. The whole thing was just glass. And I could see there were these big, I don't want to call them airplanes, but just, these things coming in and out of the building, bringing people in and out. I don't know what was happening at the time. But anyway, that's enough details about that. When you come back from a vivid experience like that, where you're meeting other people around the world, but in a mystical experience somewhere in the astral planets, or a staging area of an astral planet, where they give us these things. So anyway, details are not important here. What's important is having these experiences. When you come back, you're so quiet after that. You want to think about it. You want to process it. You want to know what that meant. You want to know how it serves you. And if you can do this, what else can you do? When you come back and you're in bed, you want to relax your body to see if you can go back. You have more questions. You start to think about what else you would try to do next time you go. And suddenly you feel like you're alone on a planet full of people. They say you can be lonely in the middle of a crowd. There's a difference between alone and lonely. I'm never feeling lonely. I'm very happy in my own company. Solitude is a magical kingdom for people that know the truth. And then suddenly you realize that the people that you're closest to, people that actually understand what you want to ask, are people that no one else can see or communicate with. And then the beings that you'll interact with, you'll just think of a question, you'll think of a response, you'll think of a compliment, you'll think of something. And of course it's a thought world out there. And telepathy is how a lot of the communications happen. And then this work becomes your primary focus. This also raises your frequency so much, your dominant baseline vibration, right? It raises that baseline frequency to a point where your old personal reality, your old personal life cannot be sustained with that new frequency. So it falls apart. And then the new reality, because we're still in a 3D, now 4D, or we're moving to the 4D. There's always a lag, because we're not in the thought world down here, right? It doesn't happen instantly. There's a lag, and you have to maintain that frequency. And how do you maintain? Neville Goddard talked about this a long time ago. That's an easy one. Staying present, not getting distracted. Because you're cleansing your fields, right? You liberate energy. You harmonize your energy centers. You redesign them, or the life force energy when it goes up. And then it starts to go up and down as it chooses to, you know, once the Kundalini is completely awake. Because sometimes people will have a Kundalini awakening, and then the Kundalini will go right back in, and it's as if nothing ever happened. But because they've had that one experience, and Kundalini is not going up and down freely, nothing has happened, but they think something happened, and they go on living their life that they've had the awakening or anything like that, which is not the case. Most people, when they have spontaneous Kundalini shoots up to their mind, it goes right back and it just closes itself back. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of sadhana, they call it, for you to open it up, keep it open, and then harmonize your centers in a way where now the Kundalini can move up and down as it wishes, and in the way that is good for you. Just like your body's immune system most of the time does things without you knowing, but it does it in a way that's good for you. It heals you, it heals your wounds, right? If you fast, it'll heal your entire body. It'll rejuvenate you. It'll even create stem cells if you can keep your stomach long enough empty. And it's just like that. Kundalini then becomes part of your bodily system. And it starts to integrate other worlds, starts to play with the veil, so you can go in and out as you wish. And that takes a long time. That takes a lot of effort. That takes a lot of dedication. It only takes once or twice or 3 times or 4 times to go behind the veil, see behind the veil, and you'll be locked in. You'll be all in. What do you guys think about this? Which of these things that I described have you experienced, and has that made you alone or lonely? Have you reversed your progress? Have you reversed your life force energy back down and nothing is happening? You know, if nothing is happening, then it's you're starting over essentially. I almost said keep doing the work, but do whatever you want. There are no mistakes. There are no mistakes in the universe. Feel free, feel empowered, feel blessed. God, source, your higher self, your guide, is going to be, it's forever patient with you. You can take forever to do this work and wake up to the truth and reality and move up towards the law of one. But remember, stop feeling negative thoughts. Don't ever feel guilty. You have never done anything wrong. Ever. That sounds crazy when you hear it from a sleepwalker's ears. But you have nothing, there's nothing wrong ever. You see, there are two polarities that people have to choose before they go from third dimensional creature to fourth dimensional being. You know, Law of One talks about this. If you guys have Law of One questions, you know, Aaron Apke has done a lot of lectures on it, but I've done a side quest researches on the Law of One work. So if you guys have any specific questions, let me know and I'll address this. So you see, the whole universe has been created because of the polarity. So you can't graduate from 3D to 4D until you pick a path. You pick either the positive polarity, which is service to others, or your negative polarity, which is service to self. Now, service to others does not mean you turn into Mother Teresa or Sadhguru or anyone like that, or Eckhart Tolle or anyone, Dr. Joe, Michael Singer. It's primarily your personality getting closer and closer to hoping and wishing everything just as good for them as you wish for you. So service to others, that's positive polarity. Negative polarity, service to self. And it's not wrong, you can pick one or the other. You'll still graduate, you know. But because Earth has turned into a 4D planet, it no longer serves people with the negative path, the negative polarity. So it's no longer serving, it's no longer helping selfish people. And that's why they're going to have a rough time until they pass away and they go to a different negative 4D polarity planet. And then there's a whole bunch of people that have not picked service to others or service to self. They will also have a little bit of a tough time for the rest of their life here before they reincarnate into another 3D planet where they can just stay sleepwalker, whatever they want to do, you know, free will, until they figure out their polarity, and then they will be incarnated into those 4D positive or negative planets afterwards. So that's why I don't say anymore, keep doing the work. Don't do it if you don't want to. You know, but I can't unexperience what I have. So for me, this is it for me. And I'm very intentional on the things I teach and talk about now. That's why I'm not making daily videos. And moving on, I'm going to become even more selective. And I will update certain beliefs and certain teachings when I feel there's a better explanation, there's a better practice, there's a better way to think, do, be. And because we are all evolving and we're all divine, we can take our time. We are eternal beings, which means we literally have forever. So I hope this helped one person to have an aha moment. Perhaps they found inspiration. Perhaps they have questions that they can ask me. You can email me, you can DM me, you can write a comment, whatever you want. Stay grateful. Stay happy. Or stay in stillness. If it's difficult where you are in life, and you don't feel happy, and it's harder and harder to feel happy, at least be in such a present moment that you're not allowing your energy to drop. Change your relationship with the past and the future. It will start to clear you up. It will change your body chemically. It will liberate you. It will give a break to your bottom 3 energy centers, allowing you to rise in frequency and vibration. We are naturally a high vibrational being, but we have contracted, we have become dense because of our programming. Ancestral versus societal versus our parents when you were a child. And there's a lot of ways to clear that out of you so you can evolve. You can keep that heart open. So you can realize how unbelievably amazing, loving, magical existence is, and how much God wants you to have it all. You'll become so kind, so patient, so loving. When you see other humans, pay attention to how you feel inside when you interact with them. Try to bless people. Never judge anyone. Never. Ever. Whenever you judge someone, you're pushing them closer to heaven, and you're pushing yourself away from heaven. Remember that. Every time you judge anyone, you're creating karma for yourself, and that's not fun. Cheers.